Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining Deep Blue. So Deep Blue is a 2 to 5 player game put out by Days of Wonder. It's only just come out this year, and it's similar to other Days of Wonder games in terms of the complexity level that you're looking for. It's really aimed at people who are just getting into games and kind of almost gateway-ish, depending on who you're talking to. And I found that with a lot of the Days of Wonder games, and that's okay. I actually don't mind that. I like that I can look at a company and know straight away relatively how heavy that game is going to be without having to look too deep into it. This game, when I first heard about it, I immediately thought of this game, Deep Sea Adventure. Deep Blue, Deep Sea Adventure, you can see how they're related. They are both games about diving to get treasure. What Deep Blue has going for it is that you can dive, and anyone who's in the spot where you're diving from or one of the adjacent spots can also dive with you. However, those who are diving with you don't have a say over what you can do. And so it's your call. You're pulling these crystals out of a bag or markers out of a bag, and depending on their color will say what they are, what they're worth, or if they're negative things. If you get a second of the same negative thing, that's the end of the journey, unless you've got, for example, air or a trident to be able to stop that negative thing from happening. And so if you have a few tridents or air supply things in your hand, you actually might be trying to get those extra negative things to get everyone else out of the race. Because all of the gems that you get at the end of the journey down is what you keep, and everyone gets the same ones. And so the less people that are down there, the higher your possibility of winning the game, simply because you've been able to dive when everyone else hasn't. Any cards that have been played to say, oh, I've got this combination of gems or whatever is necessary to get a card, they remain as points for the person who's played them. But the big points come from having the gems at the bottom of the dive, at the end of the dive, so not getting knocked out. I've played this game a few times, and I found that very similar things have happened each time I've played. In that one person will go and they'll go down and everyone will swarm in, and then someone will go to the next spot and they'll go down and everyone will swarm in. So you end up finding that everyone kind of sticks with the same way through everything. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It lacks a little bit of difference, I guess, on each game. Like, yes, it's different because you're putting out the cards in different spots, but there's the same number of cards. There's the exact same types of cards. There's no cards that are left back in the box. Everyone will tend to go down. And so if you can get to a spot where you don't have many people around you, dive. Straight away dive, because you don't have the other people going down with you. But it's really hard to get to a spot like that, because generally you'll move and everyone else will also move. And you'll move again, you'll dive and everyone will come in. And finding those ways to get ahead, that's actually where this game is at. Yes, you need to have the right cards in your hand. Yes, you need to make the right decisions on diving, because it really is a random game. You're diving, put your hand in the bag, pull out a gem. It might kill you, might not. Who knows? There's a lot of randomness in this game. But being able to find a way to get away from everyone else to be able to dive by yourself, I think that is where the winning strategies of this game actually comes. But it's really, really hard to do. This game, Deep Blue, sits right amongst all of the other Days of Wonders games that I've got. I'm getting into a habit of just buying them. Days of Wonder, if you're not aware, are a company that releases only one, maybe two, but usually only one game each year, or one main game each year. They'll support other games, so throw out expansion material for things like 5 Tribes, but they'll realistically release just the one game each year. And because they're doing that, they come to a really high level with their pieces in the box. Also do a really good job of how the box sits. This is the box without the board. All that stuff has its own spot to sit. Hope you can see everything there. The board holds it all in up to that same height. Then the rules on top, you can put that box like these ones on their side, or like these ones not on their side, and it won't matter. Simply because everything is really well designed in the box. I think that's one of the things that Days of Wonder do extraordinarily well. And they do that with every game that I've purchased of theirs, so I'm assuming with every game, that the box is actually designed to hold their product well, as opposed to just here's a box, make something happen, put it in bags or something. I actually really appreciate that. The pieces or the amount of work that's gone into actually creating the pieces is really good. There's never been, as far as I'm aware, a criticism of the look of the Days of Wonder games. And I fully support that. I'm right behind that. Some games by other publishers, you know, they'll have, you could have done this, you could have done this. Days of Wonder, it just works. It's right. It looks nice on the table. It's just right. Look, I will leave it there. Please go ahead and watch my Gamesplay and Gamesplanation to get a feel for how the game plays and what the rules are. It's not too difficult, but have a look at it and see what you think. Please comment below if you have any suggestions. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplayed, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.